Welcome to Awakening the Spiritual Mind. My name is Elisabeth Carrio, your host, and in this series, I share extracts from my book, reflections and practices to help you pause, realign, and awaken to what truly matters. In part 2, I introduced the first step of transformation, understanding yourself and the environment. Today, we open chapter 4. You are not just one self. This chapter reminds us that we are not a single, fixed identity, but a constellation of parts. Some parts drive us forward, others hold us back. Some keep us safe, while others push us to take risks. When these parts stay hidden, they can control us from the shadows. But when we bring them into the light, they become guides. This is not about pathology, it's about integration. And integration begins with listening. So I'd like now to share with you a passage from chapter 4.
Chapter 4. You are not just oneself. The day Emma snapped. Emma was the dependable one, the friend who never cancelled, the manager who met every deadline, the daughter who remembered every birthday. On the outside, she had it all together. On the inside, she was exhausted. One Thursday afternoon, in the middle of a meeting, her screen froze during a routine Zoom call. Colleagues were talking, charts were being shared, but Emma stared blankly. She could not move. She could not speak. She could no longer fake it. I cannot do this, she whispered, camera off. It was not burnout in the way people usually describe it. It was more like a mutiny. The part of her that kept pushing through finally surrendered. And underneath the manager, the pleaser, the adult, something younger and more fragile began to surface, a voice she had not heard in years. The many selves within us. What Emma experienced was not a breakdown. It was a breakthrough in disguise, a moment when the mask cracked and a more honest voice came forward. Most of us live with a similar inner cast, the responsible one, the rebel, the inner critic, the protector, the child. Psychology has increasingly recognized that we are not a singular identity, but rather a complex system of subpersonalities. These parts are not signs of pathology. They are natural and human. Understanding them is one of the most powerful tools for psychological integration. As the Institute of Noetic Sciences notes in its work on consciousness and personal development, you are not crazy, you are complex. This complexity is not a disorder. It is the richness of being human. Within each of us resides a constellation of drives, protections, wounds, and gifts, each with its own voice, logic, and emotional world. Voice dialogue. Listening to your inner team. In the 1990s, psychologists Hal and Sidra Stone developed a method called voice dialogue.
Emma's stories may sound familiar. Many of us wear masks, the dependable one, the achiever, the pleaser. These masks are not false. They are survival strategies. But when they become rigid, we begin to forget who we are behind them. Voice dialogue and internal family systems, both of them remind us we are not broken, we are complex. Complexity is not a weakness, it's a richness. Within us lives a full inner family. And just like in any family, some voices are louder, some are silenced, and some carry old wounds. The invitation here is not to fight these parts, but to listen. Even the inner critic, even the perfectionist, even the rebel, Each is trying to protect something vulnerable. When we stop judging them and start dialoguing with them, something shifts. We stop leaking energy through internal battles. We begin to feel more whole. This is also the essence of shadow work. The parts we avoid or repress do not disappear, they wait. They act out from the sidelines until we acknowledge them. Jung reminds us that integration doesn't mean eliminating the shadow or the masks, but recognizing them as a part of the whole. The goal is not perfection, it is coherence. Leadership from within means allowing the self, that calm, curious, compassionate presence at your core, to guide the conversation. When the self leads, the parts relax, and when the parts relax, you gain access to your essence. Not just who you are expected to be, but who you really are. So let's try a short practice together now. Close your eyes and imagine a round table. At the table, see 2 or 3 of your inner voices. Maybe the one who pushes always, the one who always doubts, and the one who just wants to rest. One by one, let them speak. Ask gently, what are you trying to protect? What do you need from me? Don't judge. Just listen. Notice that even the harshest critic often hides a longing for safety, for love, or for recognition. In your journal, in your awakening journal or in your notebook, write, when I am under stress, which part of me speaks the loudest? And which part do I tend to silence? So this chapter has shown us that we are not fragmented, but multifaceted. We carry an inner team of voices, each with a role and a story. Integration begins when we listen, not to fix, but to understand. In the next episode, we move to Chapter 5, Archetypal Astrology and the Inner Self. We will explore how symbolic maps like astrology can reveal patterns in your psyche and give language to what we already sense inside. So thank you for listening to Awakening the Spiritual Mind.